Smashville.
Yeah, Smashville seems fine to start on. Alright, let's start our first game. And thank you for the follow, Finn. Alright, so let's see our first match between Crown and Lord Maximus.
Sweet.
Thank you for the follow, Joni.
3, 2, 1, go!
Seems a little bit laggy. I have a pretty solid connection, so hopefully it doesn't end up being laggy. Alright, let's start this first match off. Alright, so the neutral is very heavily in Peach's favor. And then Peach's advantage state versus Zelda is so strong, just because Zelda has very few good out-of-field options.
She'll probably be on ledge most of the game if she has so much pressure on her.
Pretty much Peach can approach with float, which you can't really do in many matchups because most characters have good anti-airs, but Zelda lacks good anti-airs to actually wall her out of the air. She can jump into Peach with Nair or something, but Peach shouldn't be too afraid of that.
True.
There's gonna be a lot of down air conversion just because Zelda doesn't have super good anti-air options, but Lord Maximus is doing a good job nairing her out of the air, which is what you really want to do in the matchup in neutral. So Turims are actually... that's a bomb. That probably should have gotten punished, but it's Peach was in a bit of an awkward situation where she was too high in the air to throw it without it going over Zelda. So yeah, Zelda gets ledge trapped pretty hard in this matchup. So we're gonna see yeah, I did an air dodge. That's something you don't want to do versus Peach.
The AI is almost always on, right?
Yeah. She can still get she gets guaranteed follow-ups at like all low to mid percents, but at least you won't die. So you could follow yeah, so when Peach has a lead, it's really hard for Zelda to actually get back, so I think turnip camping is a good idea here. Let me go ahead and update the stock count actually.
It's probably right around now, down for upper for kill, but online it would be pretty hard to get.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to follow DI for Zelda online. Peach also has a similar situation where at low percents, down throw just choose between Nair and back air, depending on whether they DI all the way in or not. And it's a lot harder to actually follow that online, but it's a much bigger deal for Zelda because she loses her kill confirm. You can still guess the DI, but it's just so much harder to follow it, so it stops being as much of a true thing.
Sweet.
What kind of range stuff does Peach have right now?
Well, mostly Zelda has to worry about down throw fair. Not down throw fair, I guess dare fair. Thank you for the follows. I'm gonna stop calling out followers for now, but I appreciate the follows. So yeah, Peach's fair will kill very early with rage. Zelda's just having a really hard time actually getting in. Probably gonna have to... is that gonna kill?
It's too slow.
Oh, looks like they thought they had their jump there. Still pretty... I mean, I guess that's another stock with the fair. So from here, I just want to see Peach playing defensive, making Zelda approach, because in general, Peach doesn't want to approach in almost any matchup. So when you actually have the chance to just sit there and make the opponent approach and wall them out, it's a rare like situation that you want to take advantage of. That's a stitch. A lot of shield damage, so I want to see the Peach. Oh, it's lagging a bit, so it's gonna be hard to apply pressure. Elder's in the chat with the ooh.
What is this thing?
Hopefully the later games are a bit less laggy. I tested my connection before this and it was pretty solid, so ooh, that's an unfortunate SD. The Zelda on commentary is half spice on the Zelda Discord.
Hello.
So the first game goes to Crown, losing one stock, taking all three of Zelda's. So good stuff for Crown.
I'm pretty new to commentating, so I'll probably be quieter. Most likely letting.
Sweet. Sweet.
So let's see who they're sending in next. Let me check the Discord real quick. But right now we have Peaches with 29 stocks left and the Zeldas with 27 stocks left.
I believe it's Peach's fan.
Peaches fan? I will update the population now.
Like from this list.
Let me. I wonder if they have them added yet. Okay, looks like they're joining. Peaches fan. Alright, so for the next game, Peaches fan gets the counter picks, so let me make sure our Peach knows that. I'm pretty sure if you pick random, it'll just pick the other person's stage.
So there's no ban?
I think we do get one ban. Let me ask Crown what they're banning.
Sweet.
I'm going at them, I'm not getting their response. Typical, I'm not getting any messages back from Crown. Let me... Okay, now they're typing. Okay, so they already got the ban figured out, so looks like we're going to
Lilat?
Lilat, I guess?
Who ban Lilat? FD.
Okay, so they're going to FD.
Sweet.
Whenever both players are ready, I guess we'll get into this next match.
Oh, hi Fuzzy. Commentate with
I will
lag.
make the music quieter, thank you. I can't actually hear the stream audio balance, so I appreciate anyone telling me any audio problems that need to be fixed. So let's get into the second match now.
Music quieter? Oh,
Yeah, I turned it down a bit.
okay.
Okay, so Crown with 2 stocks versus Peaches fans plus 3 stocks.
2, 1, go!
So I think Peach's fan joined the Zelda Discord somewhat recently. I think they're from Spain.
Some lag here, hopefully this goes away. I think Crown actually said they were a bit worried about their connection.
Oh.
Let's see what's going on here.
No contest. Survival.
Looks like it's Peaches fan that disconnected actually. Let's try to get them back in here and see what happens. trying to figure out what's going on here and get them to rejoin. So give me just a minute here. Looks like Peach's fan disconnected. Luckily it was at the start of the match rather than during the match, but let's see if they can rejoin. Still trying to figure out what's going on because I don't think Nap is up yet. We might just send in Nap, or they might just send in Nap now for the Zelda side because looks like
Peach's fan is gone in general. Internet down, had to go. Not sure.
It might just be better off just sending in Nap now, just so we can have a match going on.
Sweet. Sweet. Sweet.
Some of the Zelda Discord people right now. Get this figured out.
Are you muted? Oh.
Alright, so we're just gonna get Nap versus Crown for now. Alright, we should probably redo the stage ban, I guess, so we're gonna need them to communicate a bit.
Right. I think Crown banned Lilat last time, right?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm just going to go ahead and pick random, so it picks whatever stage they end up deciding on. Yeah, apparently
Sweet.
there was a pretty big regional difference in Spain all the way to over here, so that might have caused the DC. Sorry about the delays. We kind of just didn't expect this. Our stage is done. Let me go ahead and explain the counterpicking process to the Zelda Discord person. 1 second.
Sweet.
Got this figured out. There was people were in the wrong Discord channel, so they weren't able to communicate, but now we have a new Discord channel set up for people to communicate bans and such. Okay, sorry if I'm not being super responsive to chat. I'm just trying to check on the Discord stuff right now because there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a good amount of people watching, so thank you for stopping by, and hopefully we can get into this next match soon. Okay, it looks like we're going to Smashville, so if we don't end up on Smashville, we might have to just end the game then pick again. Let's get into this next match. Hopefully it picks Smashville because we didn't have the communication correct right at the start, but if it doesn't, we'll just fix it. Okay, this seems good.
2, 1, go!
So Crown with 2 stocks against Nap's 3 stocks. Alright. I don't remember the shield taking this long to break. There we go. So, we had Crown playing the neutral pretty well last time. Kind of making it hard for Zelda to anti-air. This is pretty laggy though.
Sweet.
Makes it harder for both sides for sure. Good dare kind of conversions. Zelda's kind of susceptible to that kind of stuff because she has like a Naryu's love, but like you can't risk using it as like an actual reflector in this matchup a lot of the time just because Peach can punch that really hard. Specifically, if Zelda whiffs a Naryu's love on shield, Peach can actually just get the full turnip block on Zelda, which pretty much isn't gonna happen when it's like this laggy.
But generally, it's at least a fair, right?
Yeah, you can get some good punishes. Down throw back air, fair. But yeah, this match is pretty laggy. I think it was Crown that was a bit concerned about their Wi-Fi, which is kind of unfortunate.
Sweet.
Hopefully the later matches run a bit smoother. I tested my connection before this and it was running pretty solidly, so I don't think it's influencing the lag here. Yeah, I'm also on a wired connection here.
It was a good in-place teleport by now.
Yeah, teleport's like the main way that Peach is gonna die really early in this matchup. Other like ways to kill Peach include like her vertical recovery is actually really bad, especially if she loses her jump. So if she gets caught off stage by even like a sour spot there, she can die really early.
So in general, it's hard to punish Parasol. Right?
Yeah, Parasol pokes up pretty far. It's actually a pretty big disjoint, but if you time the dare right, you can sweet spot dare through the Parasol. So it's not impossible to dare Gimp Peach, but it is pretty hard. Good fair punish. So now they're both at 1 stock. Let me go ahead and update the scoreboard. Actually, I should be reading that content. So we have Crown playing a bit more patient again, which is how you want to play this matchup. But when Zelda does get in, she can apply a lot of pressure with her grab follow-ups.
Just a good percent short of a kill.
Sweet.
Do you know if she's still in the down? Okay, well now she's definitely not in the down throw up air range, but
I think completely guaranteed it ends around 100.
oh, that power shield barely came out against that up smash. That would have been go.
So does Peach suffer from rage at all?
Some of her combos stop working, like some of her throw follow-ups, but it's not. Usually she likes rage more than she suffers from it. You can get some really early kills. Like at this percent, dare fair at ledge will kill right now, which is pretty crazy. Like even at just 40%.
Right now, I can just see maybe a back throw at ledge, or just a sweet spot somehow.
Peach just needs to maintain her distance, because that's a regrab. Hopefully this gets punished. Oh wow, that was a good bait.
Sweet.
Alright, so now we have 27 stocks for the Peaches and 26 stocks for the Zeldas. Let's see who we're sending in next.
Shallus, if you're expecting a beefy up B from Zelda at ledge, what would you try to do?
I mean, you could try to toad it, but then that's kind of risky because you can get punished for that pretty hard, so I'd probably just shield it. And then try to do something from there. But yeah, good stuff from both players there. See, the person we originally planned to send in next for the Peach side is,
Have they responded yet?
they have not responded yet, so let me send in our third person. I was hoping our second person would be here by now, but it seems like they're still AFK.
Sweet.
So let me see if the person we originally planned to send in third is free right now. seems like the third person we plan to send in is AFK right now too. So this is, let me try to figure this out. I guess we can just try to send in Paint now.
So just moving down the Peach list.
Yeah. I'm not sure why so many
Sweet.
people are AFK right now. This is interesting, but we'll have a person to send in just a second.
You'll be
Sweet.
participating too soon, I think, right? Or are you an anchor?
I'm set to go close to last right now. Oh, looks like
Sweet.
looks like we have a person to play now. Okay, so we have the person figured out, but they said their BU randomly shut down on them, so it's gonna take some for them to get back online.
So Nap gets the stage ban now, right?
Yeah, so we should get that figured out at least for now.
Sweet.
Give me just a second to get this started real
Sweet.
quick. We have them in here now. Let me update the overlay. Alright, so we have, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pronounce this right, but either Hauzeb or Haozeb versus Nap. And let's see how the stage process works. Shut up in the hand is worth two in the bush. I like that, I like that.
Stitch face in time saves 9.
Sweet.
Why does Zelda have these kind of puns? Lightning Keck.
It looks like we're going to Town and City. Not a
See?
stage that I would personally want to take Zelda to because I feel like dying off the top is a lot scarier for Peach, but we'll see how this goes.
Up air could kill ridiculously early, and if it
See?
decides to go for elevator, and with that DI, it'd be pretty early.
Sweet.
I'm going to go ahead and disable the follower notification for now because it's popping up much more than I expected. But I appreciate all the follows, so thank you.
Sweet.
So what do you think the main ways that Peach would juggle Zelda would be?
I mean, you can kind of just, instead of like preventing her landings, I think you more just want to like get maximized conversions.
Oh,
See?
that was a nice combo right there.
Good combo to start out, yeah.
Sweet.
Make sure I get this follower. Alright, so back to the match. So Peach is mostly going to get a lot of her damage off of down throw and dare conversions.
Good falling there into elevator. Also a great DI by Peach.
Sweet.
Falling right out of the up smash.
So I'm not sure why that notification sound is still going on constantly, so sorry that you're going to keep hearing that, but let's focus on the match for now. So, looks like Haozeb's being pretty aggressive right now with the advantage state, which is something you kind of want to do because all the disadvantage state is so awful in this matchup.
So right now, this is almost last kill, last stop. Or last hit.
Sweet.
Wait, what am I saying? It's the doc.
But yeah, Haozeb has some good movement to get in on Zelda. Zelda's kind of like limited in movement compared to Peach in this matchup.
Sweet.
Peach can like JCFF everywhere.
There could be some interesting platform cancels on this stage though. I saw Nap go for one earlier.
So Zelda being trapped at ledge is pretty scary. The thing is that Peach doesn't actually have very many good options to hit people on the ledge itself, unless you like space a fair perfectly, which is really hard to do. So I guess your main concern is getting ledge from back aired when you're on ledge versus Peach. But
So
that's
now,
usually kind of reactable.
I don't believe Zelda has any kill confirms. I think down tilt with this much rage was sent too far.
I think back throw is the main thing Peach has to worry about here. But
I think Zelda's safest kill option right now would be pivot F tilt.
that's true, yeah. That was a good spacing on that F
That's
smash, and that's
Stitch.
a Stitch that we have on the Peach side.
Good reflex.
Rip. I mean, that was a high percent anyways, but still a sad way to die. So, Peach is going to try to prevent Zelda's landings most of the game with up airs. But it's a good like move for preventing landings, but it's kind of hard to actually follow people in the air, even someone as slow as Zelda, because Peach is also very slow in the air.
What kind of movement techniques are Peach doing just now?
Look like just general JCFF stuff. Peach can jump cancel fast fall and pretty much fast fall at any point in her of her jump, even while she's rising. So that gives her a lot of like good tomahawk options, and it lets you like rise high enough to be able to land with a fair. It's really hard to react to because you see someone rising, so you expect like them to be vulnerable, and they just fall onto you with an aerial. Good teleport to punish that. Peach's up B is surprisingly hard to punish if she's able to drift to ledge, but if she ends up having to go on stage with it, it has a lot of landing lag. She has really good mobility while she's landing with it though.
Not sure why the phone notification noise is still going on after I got rid of it, but hopefully that's going away soon.
Yeah, I do appreciate the follow. So Zelda's trying to play safe here just because it's so hard for her to actually get in. But might be a bit difficult to deal with Peach. There's no timer here, so we won't see a timeout. But like this match can go very defensive from both players. Looks like
That's another bomb.
this is some good pulls. Interesting option to throw it straight up, but maybe just didn't want to risk dying at 85 to a bomb.
Another snipe.
Good teleport from now.
He's gotten 2 of those this game, teleporting from, I think, edge to the center. Yeah, when Zelda tries to teleport horizontally to the ledge, and she's a bit too high, she'll just get popped up the distance that she would have gone for, and she can get every push for that.
So, with this much rage, Peach has to be very careful not to die to an elevator, but that's going to be pretty hard for Zelda to get unless she gets a pretty hard read.
So elevator might, well, it's pretty risky right now.
I'd mostly like to see his, how's it, however you pronounce it, spacing back airs, because that's a really safe kill option right now. It's a frame 6 move that's safe on shield, but you can just short hop fast volley constantly on shield.
When would Peach's back throw kills?
Back throw, that kills at like 130 at ledge. So this would, like in fact, up throw might even kill right now. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't actually on town.
That's the second time that Zelda fell out of her dash, Peach's dash attack.
Alright, so that's a 1-stock lead now for the Peaches.
Sweet.
Good stuff from both players.
That was some good pull luck by Hausen.
For sure, yeah.
So what's the order of rarity for Peach's pulls?
Default turnip, then Winky Face, then Dot Eyes, then Stitch, then Saturn, then Bomb. I'm pretty sure. I think they agreed to Smashville, so okay, yeah. Stages are settled, and let's get into the next match. So it's looks like the Peach has 1 stock left versus the first 3 stocks.
Depending on how laggy this is, Zelda might just try racking up damage until she gets to the down throw upper percent. That'd be the most consistent thing to do.
This looks, the connection looks pretty solid this time at least, that's good. So those are good anti-air nairs. That's the main thing that Zelda has to anti-air Peach in this matchup when she's like approaching with float. Peach like really can't approach with float in any matchup, but versus Zelda you kind of get tempted to because of how bad her anti-air options are from the ground. A bit more lag now this time, but hopefully it's manageable.
Seems like Peach's fan is, well, they're both playing pretty defensive, not doing anything at all.
It's hard to commit to stuff when there is lag. Again, Peach's fan is from Spain, so there might be a bit of a distance thing, especially since it's a 3-player lobby. So that kind of amplifies it a bit. But hopefully the lag gets better soon.
Like that, Instacast Phantom is a pretty good option, just for spacing.
It kind of like prevents Peach from floating forward past it too. She can float like over it, but then that's kind of too high. Like higher than you'd want to go as Peach.
Sure. Just charging any more than that is just extremely punishable as you can like jump right over it, right?
Yeah, you can short off air dodge through. That's the main way I punish it in this matchup.
No, dude.
Alright, so now the stocks are even between Peaches and Zelda's. The get elevated on that one.
Zelda.
So let's see who we're sending in next now.
Survival.
Give me just a second.
Looks like we're just sending in paint.
Van Zelda. I feel like someone's name used to be Van Zelda. I forgot who.
So now it's Paint versus Peach's fan. Let me,
Not sure what happened. Someone might have declined their request to join, so they might need to join again.
Oh, it's Daya's. Okay. Daya is one of the prominent Zelda ladders, whose Twitter is Van Zelda.
I'm getting Paint back in here.
So this is Peach number...
Alright, so we have Paint versus Peach's fan now, even stocks.
The Zelda side ban Lilas. Let's see where the Peach ends up deciding to go. Looks like Battlefield. Alright, hopefully this next match is a bit less laggy. Because this matchup is one that's very hard to play from both sides with lag, just because Peach wants to do like movement tech kind of stuff to actually abuse Zelda's lack of mobility, while Zelda just... like, she has some like highly punchable things, so if you do her something because of lag, it's pretty bad for Zelda.
First actual frame 60, Nairu's Love.
That's pretty laggy. Section already looks better.
So, platforms and big blast zones. How would you feel about taking Zelda Battlefield?
I actually do like this stage in this matchup, just because you can live quite a while as Peach, and it's kind of a lot harder for Zelda to get a kill than Peach. You just really just have to worry about the elevator mostly, but the higher ceiling does help you with that too. Peach's fan playing pretty well with these anti-airs right now. So Peach ends up getting a lot of her damage in this matchup from just bread and butter down throw combos.
good conversions. Like down tilt up smash was nice to see.
Yeah, this is definitely maximizing the damage they're getting off of these advantages in neutral.
I think right now down tilt will kill. Maybe with the pump. Well, I think right now.
I kind of want to see Taint approaching less in the neutral. Like it's fine to approach when you're in the advantage state, but in neutral, forcing Zelda to approach is a pretty big advantage for Peach. But yeah, very good punishes so far from Peach's fan.
So in the last game, it seemed like Peach's fan is playing a lot more defensive, but that's probably because of the lag.
Yeah, I think the better connection is definitely allowing better play from both sides, which is good. So Peach's Nair Unshield is surprisingly safe if you get the sweet spot. It has very low end lag and a lot of shield stun. The main way Peach can get in this matchup is to hold a turnip and then just walk forward slowly, and then just play around dash grab, but you can also just short hop air dodge past Zeldas that are spacing stuff defensively. Jab to grab, that's a rare mix-up for Peach, because her jab FAF is like, that's another stitch. Barely got that too late.
So when Zelda out smashes below the battlefield platform, only the last hit of smash hits. So I think earlier you said that downer to fair would be a consistent kill confirmed for Peach, right?
That's mostly at like lower to mid percents. It doesn't really convert at any sort of high percent. I don't want to say Switch Fight here. Okay. So Peach is having some trouble killing. I think it's gonna end up getting the kill with that's death. Yeah, Peach's vertical recovery is very bad, so you can die very early to spikes like that.
That was a nice down air.
Yeah, good stuff from Peach's fan.
I've seen Peach's fan a lot in Discord. I've never seen them play before, but they're very good.
Let me see if I can send in Peachy now. It looks like they're back.
Survival.
Yeah, that was good stuff from Peach's fan. I'm going to try to figure out what's going on with one of our players because it looks like they just got back. So I will be back in just a minute. So we have Maizashi up next. Presumably this person will play.
Looks like we have...
Let's see what stage they're deciding on. I'm gonna direct him to the channel to discuss that.
believe Peach's fan banned Lilac last time.
Those Jaiso emotes.
Oh yeah, Jaizo. I see him streaming sometimes. Oh, you played him before, right?
Yeah, I got matched against his DDD on 4 Glory randomly once. It was interesting. Never played against his Zelda or anything though.
Hey Elder, can we add that to the Zelda Discord?
That'd be pretty good. Okay, so Peach's fan bans Lilac again. Let's see what Masashi ends up picking.
While Lilac can have some benefits for Zelda, I feel it's just too janky.
At the same time, Peach kind of gets janked by this stage too. Like a lot of her conversions just stop working because like a lot of time you want to like down tilt float forward with the nair to extend your combos, but if you do ground floats, even when it's not tilted, those little thrusters that poke out of the ground, these things right here are the bane of Peach's existence because
While she's recovering or on stage?
just on stage, because even when it's not tilted, those are raised a little bit, so they stop your ground floats.
Does she have any recovery problems on there or no?
She has a pretty easy time recovering here, honestly, but the one thing that I'm not sure about is that there's some cases where her side B will just not snap to ledge, and if you jump and then side B to ledge, and that happens, you just die. I'm still not sure what causes it, because you're like side Bing directly into the ledge, you're not holding down or anything, and sometimes she just won't snap. It's really rare, but it's still a really weird way to lose your stock.
I think we have some clips of us like going through the entire stage of Lilac before, right?
Yeah, I think you've teleported through it like twice by now.
It was optimal.
So yeah, we're going to Dreamland. Which is interesting for Zelda because I believe her grounded teleport cancels don't work on Dreamland, yeah?
Her full-length horizontal cancels don't work. But I'm not sure about her corner grounded cancels though, but I think area cancels work just fine. Three stocks.
So the Peaches are behind 3 stocks right now, but
So like you said, you wanted the Peach to be more patient in last game, right?
yeah, so pretty much Peach never, oh no.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, where Peach's vertical recovery is very bad if she doesn't have her jump.
that was very early stuck. I'm not sure if I got it correctly, but I think that was jab into down air. And I think someone was talking about doing that earlier today in the Discord.
Was that an air dodge read, or what caused that jab to convert into a down air even?
From what I read, it's only true at high percents, so that must have been an air dodge because I did not see it.
Yeah, Peach's fan showing that they know the matchup. Which they should, 'cause they have Peach in their name, but good stuff so far.
Betrayal.
So this neutral is...
I like the conversions between deciding to wall it with Zelda's projectiles, even if it's not optimal, but immediately switching into playing around her attack buttons. What are these called? But yeah. She's keeping momentum very well.
Yeah, so... very good spacing from the Zelda. Peach,
Oh, sorry.
so yeah, Peach has a lot of stuff that she can space safely on shield, but it looks like Masashi's afraid to even use them because the Zelda's anti-airing so well right now. risky options in neutral that it's kind of hard for Zelda to punish them even just because of how slow she is, unfortunately, but that's actually really rare for Peach's up smash to reach that platform because it only actually pokes through if you're using an animation that puts your feet lower, because her up smash is like a few pixels too short to actually reach the top of that platform. So it's interesting that they did end up punishing that, but that worked out, so it's good for the Peaches.
That was a good... Wait, what? How was it Peach trying to land just now?
I guess so. I feel like the Peach side should just be more careful in general. Like, it's like Zelda has some options that are hard to land but very high reward. I feel like a lot of them are working right now just because either the Peaches are respecting them too much or not enough. If that makes sense. Like, sometimes you just have to let her approach and then punish her approaches. Let Zelda approach, I mean.
That was a good play.
So I'm hoping to see the Peach side take one more stock this game at least, but she is close to down throw up air percent, so that's very scary.
I think one pummel will take it right now, I do, man.
Peach side playing a bit scared right now. For a good reason, because of that. Yeah. So good stuff again from both sides. Nagashi and Peaches fan. Peaches fan is really showing that they play the matchup well.
Consistent.
Let me see who we're sending in next, just as a second.
Survival.
I'm going to need to add a player real quick, so I'm going to rehost the lobby and do that real quick.
Who is Joe? Oscar 0267.
Okay, so let me send a friend request to this to our next Peach because I don't think I have them added yet. Friends list might be full soon. There's a lot of people to add. Yeah, let me go ahead and remove someone real quick. I always feel bad removing people. Goodbye, Corey.
Corey's no longer in the house.
I guess not. Hopefully I'm not accidentally removing someone's in the crew battle, but I'm trying to remove offline people right now. Alright. Hopefully I have everyone added now so we don't have to make new lobbies.
So I wasn't sure if I was seeing it, but how much do you think Peaches fan knowledge of the matchup was helping them?
They were kind of just familiar with how to wall out Peach's aerial approaches, which is normally what like that's one of her main advantages in the matchup. She can relatively safely approach in the air. I'd like to see Peaches floating backwards more rather than forward to punish the attempted anti-airs, but we'll have to see if that works in these next games.
Good night, Elder. So just say you want the Peaches to be more patient then.
Yeah, because Zelda's a character that you can abuse by just realizing that she's just not a very good character in neutral, and like abusing that by making her approach.
Too true.
Alright, good night, Elder. Trying to see if the next person is free to join now. Looks like they want to go in after the next Peach, so let me send someone else in. Let's see who's next on our list besides Peachy. Looks like we have
Zarbs.
Zarb's up, yeah.
Raven, Padlock. Okay.
Actually, I think I'm going to try to send Raven in right now.
So
If
Raven
they
was
want to.
originally on the Zelda side of this the crew battle, but because of roster shortage on the Peach side, they decided to switch.
I'm gonna ask Raven if they are free to play right now. I feel like sending in a Peach that also plays Zelda would help a lot here.
You?
Later. Alright, so we're gonna try to get Raven in here versus Peach's fan.
Survival!
So go ahead and join when you can.
So maybe like the last two games, Peach's fan might just ban Lila again. Well, most likely will.
Start with a lot of typing. I need to get some stuff settled for the crew battle on the Discord. Alright, so let's see what stage they end up going to. How many stocks did Peach's fan have right now? Is that 2 stocks still? I believe so.
I think she lost. Well, they lost 1 stock, so probably yeah, I think so.
So we're going to smash her up for next match. To be fair, Peach's fan actually is on the Zelda side.
I wonder what Peach did to them to make them want to do this to Peach. I wonder how long they've been playing Zelda for it to be this good.
I'm really hoping to see Raven play a bit more patient than the past Peaches.
Just because of the match knowledge.
Yeah, because Peach's fan is playing very well, but I feel like a lot of the stuff that's working wouldn't be working if you were just waiting in shields a lot of the time.
Zelda is a rare match to have for you, right?
For sure, yeah. But I feel like Zelda is a character that Peach can abuse in the neutral, and that's something we haven't really been seeing too much so far.
So you just gotta find an optimal level of respect for Zelda.
Yeah, it's hard to tell how much you're actually supposed to respect her as a character, because she is a low tier character obviously, but if she does get in, she gets so much off of conversions. Peach does have options to beat almost all of Zelda's options, but you just have to play very carefully to actually make it happen.
Pretty excited for this match. Both 2 very knowledgeable players.
Alright, Raven versus Peach's fan. Let's see how this goes. using Naryu's Love to actually anti-air the down airs, which is interesting. Down air looks like it's disjointed at least a little bit, but it really isn't. You can hit her like Peach's legs. Well, back air out of
good
down throw.
challenge.
Yeah. Did not expect to see that. Peach's fan doing a lot of work here. Playing the neutral very well in a matchup that Zelda really struggles to put the neutral in. See, that's approaching with float in this matchup. Although Zelda doesn't have super good anti-airs, it's still not a very good option for Peach.
I think I'm seeing Peach's fan just try and forcing people to approach her, and then by stopping that approach, that's how she's getting her success.
Yeah.
That was very weak.
Yeah, the Sour Spot back air from Peach it's actually punishable on hit in a lot of cases just because of how little knockback it has. But if you don't expect it, sometimes you just get caught by follow-ups that aren't actually true. That's a dangerous whipped up B. Still living at least.
Zelda's sweet spot dash attack is surprisingly strong. Bad DI control pretty early. Touch transfer?
So Peach can actually die to side B soon, which normally wouldn't be a super big issue, but while Peach is floating, she can't actually air dodge, especially if you're floating close to the ground. Pretty much your only options are to like air dodge into the ground or jump, which is really slow. So it's a little bit easier to get hit by side Bs as Peach in this matchup. Good up smash to scoop up the whiff fair.
That feels very familiar. Touching a landing with an up smash.
Good air dodge read punish. So Peach can actually float out of a lot of Zelda's follow-ups. Like if you get jabbed, sometimes you can just float out of it rather than being forced to either jump or land on the ground. So this is more patient play. It looks like I think Raven's playing the neutral very well, but maybe floating a little bit too much when she's not already in. But versus Peach's fan, who seems to know the neutral this matchup very well.
Down tilt, read, up smash.
An actual Toad hit, which is pretty rare. Toad is actually the slowest counter in the entire game. It's frame 10, which is the same as Palutena's.
And he has his projectile, right?
Yeah, so like if you counter if you counter Naryu's Love, sometimes you'll just get hit. So that's an unfortunate effect of it being a projectile. And it also does not scale on the amount of damage taken. So if you counter a jab, it's the same as countering like a Bowser F smash with Toad. It always does 18% if all the hits connect. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually link into itself very well. A lot of times people will fall out after taking just one hit and it'll take only 2 or 3%. Yeah, that is true. Toad can be used just for like stalling in the air or like stalling your recovery in general.
So right now, what do you think Peach should be going for right now? Oh.
Apparently Toad. But yeah, so now I just want to see Peach spacing backwards, just trying to avoid grabs.
Because right now is just the percent to get a down throw up there.
Yeah. Down tilt is also a concern pretty soon. So that's something to be afraid of. Surprised to see these not getting punished. That one got punished by fair at least. Peach can actually... She's getting a lot of Toads right now, which is... getting a lot of damage. 18% per Toad is like a pretty good amount.
I'm not sure if that down throw upper should have been confirmed or not, but just because of Wi-Fi and how hard the hits are, wouldn't it be... It's not rare for it to be missed.
This isn't unplayable or anything, but there does seem to be some lag here. That's an unfortunate SD. Right, so now we have 17 stocks on the Peach side and 21 stocks on the Zelda side. So good stuff from both players again there. Raven playing much more patient in the neutral towards the end and landing a lot of Toads, surprisingly. That's a very hard counter to land just because how slow it is.
Self-destructing with Zelda is always unfortunate, because you just like see yourself slowly floating down to your death.
Yeah.
Remember when I first like picked up Smash and like I SC'd every other stock?
I mean,
It's just something you gotta get used to. You're used to it now at least. Now you're teleport canceling everywhere. Ledge canceling.
Stock canceling.
Stop canceling that too. So let's see who the Zeldas are sending in next. Yeah, good stuff from Peach's fan. Taking, not sure exactly how many stocks, but that was a lot of stocks there for sure. Looks like Styler is next, I think.
Sure, I think the Zelda Discord has been doing pretty well in group battles. I believe we beat the Marcina Discord pretty handily, but our most recent one was against the Ryus. And I forget how much, but we lost that group battle. So up next we have Peachy, right? Or
Well, the Peach is still in. We have to
Oh,
rank the
wait.
Zeldas.
what am I thinking? Sorry. Styler.
Alright. So the Peaches are down more than an entire person with stocks right now, but hopefully we can even this up.
It's not unimaginable for one Peach who knows the matchup pretty well to effectively wall out Zelda, right?
For sure.
But again, both teams seem to have strong anchors.
Alright, we are going to Smashville, it looks like. Still kind of surprised to see Zelda's taking Peaches to Smashville, but it's not an awful stage for Zelda, but it just happens to be Peach's best, especially in this matchup, I think.
So on the Zelda Discord, all the Zelda color schemes have different names. They just have like their own personalities too, apparently. Anything similar for the Peach Discord?
I mean, they decorate their names a bit. Lots of legends and stuff on there.
So towards the end of the last game, you saw Raven playing more defensively, right?
Yeah, or at least countering a lot of Zelda, like literally countering to a lot of options that Peach's fan was using. Looks like Raven has a bit more control of this match.
Calling out landings with those smash has been the game I've been seeing. Back air, went off. Oh, went off platform back air.
Teleports in neutral are, it's a bit laggy, so I guess it's hard to punish, but
Yeah.
ooh, sweet spot there.
I feel like the lag was the whole cause of the lack of Peach.
So side B does let Peach actually punish misspaced jabs and stuff. It's completely safe on shield.
Because all of this side B is something. Just something.
That's a bit unfortunate, yeah. Surprisingly not seeing that many down throw barriers from Peach. That's usually how she gets a lot of damage in this matchup.
I saw that fair trade with one of Zelda's moves, I'm not sure what it was, but how good is the hitbox or disjointed is Peach's fair?
It's not actually super disjoint, but it's still like the range on it is very good. It trades with a lot of stuff, but if you're trading with something with Peach's fair, you're usually happy with that trade. Just because it does so much damage and knockback.
That's Peach, right?
Yeah.
like, I guess you wouldn't want to trade with the sweet spot from Zelda, but besides that, I'm fine with trading with anything from Zelda.
How safe is side B on shield?
Side B is almost completely safe on shield. I actually think it's unpunishable by almost every character in the game as long as you choose a safe option after it. It's like frame advantage on shield rather than disadvantage. This should get punished. Yeah, it's a good up smash to punish that.
Zelda's drift after her teleport is really laggy. She can only start her drift if she goes straight up. About 1 Zelda height above the ground. So unless you start charging the up smash, like as she's falling, it should always get punished.
Peach is a slow character, so it's kind of hard to chase Zelda all the way across the stage even after whipping a teleport, but I guess it's just so laggy. Not even... Yeah, I guess it's lag. It's so laggy that she can run across the stage and up smash sometimes. Most of the time you're only going to punch it with a dash attack rather than an up smash though. Unless they're pretty close to you.
Zelda's been falling out with teleport a lot in this match.
Lots of side Bs to punish with close range moves. Side B is like a... You can kind of treat it like an F smash but use it to punish stuff just outside of your immediate range. But it can get punished really hard by like quick F smash and stuff.
I feel like Raven knew that shouldn't have been confirmed, so that's why they went for the Toad. Well, actually, should it have been confirmed? Floaty, Rage, 5%. I can't tell.
More punishes with side B. I'm surprised that it's actually laggy enough for the side B to come out in time. So in this situation, I think it's definitely easier for Peach to kill. Ooh, but that F smash caught that landing. Alright, so the Zeldas are currently up 4 stocks. We're going to send in Peachy now.
So I feel like what I've been seeing is a lot of Peach's landings have been caught by up smashes and just now forward smash.
Yeah, landing to the ground with fair is like a high risk, high reward thing. Zelda has options to punish it really hard if you do whiff it, but you have to be very careful when landing against Zelda. Just because she has those moves that can kill you pretty early. But yeah, good stuff from both players. Yet again, Raven played that neutral pretty well for sure. I need to add someone again real quick, sadly, so I will rehost the lobby in just a second. For some reason you can access your Wii U home menu on the record screen. Oh, whoops.
I was wondering, does Peach benefit from lag at all?
In some ways, yes, but usually if people are used to playing offline and they play online, it really hurts her. Because a lot of her movement tech, you'll end up timing it wrong and then get punished for like randomly jumping in the air. One second. I'm going to host up a new lobby. Let me find out exactly what's going on. Yeah, sorry about the delays. It's kind of hard to communicate with everyone right now. Hey, what's up, Sirion? Is there a way to do it faster? What do you mean, Joseph?
Survival! Jigglypuff!
Alright, so we have Styler versus Peachy now. Peachy is actually one of the metagame mistresses from the Peach Discord. So I'm hoping to see some good stuff in these upcoming games.
So are they pretty well known then?
Yeah. They provide a lot of matchup knowledge in the metagame Spire. They definitely seem to know a lot about just playing Peach in general.
Alright. So have there been bans?
One second. Looks like they're deciding the stage right now.
So with this new Zelda lead right now, I'm wondering what they're going to ban.
Styler says he bans Dreamland. I think Peachy said they wanted to go to Smashville.
Like you said, Smashville is consistently one of your best stages, right?
Yeah, especially, I think more so in this matchup, because I don't think you're too afraid on the Smashville platform versus a Zelda. Yeah, Peachy chooses Smashville.
Zelda can do some interesting stuff in Smashville. If it's moving towards a blast zone, jab into fair is something I've seen before.
Yeah, platform conversions can, like, there's actually some pretty jank stuff for everyone on Smashville, considering it's, like, considered one of the most neutral stages. But, Peach just mostly wants to kill people off the side early, which the platform allows for.
Does she have a set knockback throw?
No, she doesn't really kill people early with throws. I guess you can down throw bear people on the platform if it's, like, right at the end and that kills them really early. But in general, usually she doesn't choose people with throws on the platform.
So, is there anything that Peachy is known for doing in general?
I mean, I think they're just a solid Peach player in general. This is really laggy though. Hopefully that gets a bit better.
What I noticed in the last game, the lag was inconsistent.
Yeah. Peachy was hoping there'd be low lag because Peachy's a player that really depends on being able to JCFF, I've been told. So any sort of lag can really mess with that because JCFF requires very specific timing, JCFF being jump cancel fastball. And if you do it wrong, you pretty much just end up full hopping into the air, or like just being in the air with nothing to do, and you just get punished really hard usually. So it's really bad to whiff it.
That's a good call out.
Peachy playing very well so far.
How laggy is Peach's grab?
Peach's grab is actually on the better half of grabs in the game, frame data wise, but it has some of the lowest range out of any grab. And down throw air dodge read up smash. That's a quick way to end that stock.
Wow. Because I saw Peach whiff a grab while Zelda whiffed an F smash, and then she just pulled out a frying pan.
Okay, so now the Peaches are down 3 stocks, which is definitely a position in which we can come back from. Let's see who the Zeldas are sending in next. I believe it's Brett. Let me update the stream overlay for now.
So down throw air dodge read from Peach into up smash. It generally always hits the sweet spot, right?
It does, but that's assuming they're DIing in. If they DI away, you usually can't cover it with up smash. You have to cover that with ground float fair. So he was kind of banking on the Zelda to DI in and air dodge in order to get that kill there.
And they can pretty much expect DI in because it's supposedly optimal.
Well, DI in isn't. DIing away at around those percents is optimal, but Peach's Peach's throw is weird in a way where you get sent behind her after she down throws, so sometimes it's confusing to DI it in the first place.
But from what we saw, that sweet spot up smash was extremely strong. That killed around 60 something.
Yeah, if you have rage, it can kill some characters at around 40, which is pretty ridiculous. It's one of the strongest smash attacks in the game, but it's hard to get the sweet spot on a lot of characters. Let me make sure I have this next person added. Alright, so we have Brett in here now. So the Peach side bans FD. Let's see what the Zelda picks.
From what I've seen, I would imagine one of the tri-platform stages. Maybe Town and City.
I do think Town is one of Zelda's better choices in this matchup. It's like the consensus is that Peach's worst stage is either Lilat or Town. Lilat because you lose ground conversions, and Town because she just doesn't kill off the top very often. Alright, so Brett chooses Smashville. A lot of people just default into Smashville, which I guess is just a comfort stage for a lot of people.
Okay, starting out with 3 stocks each, it's going to be interesting to see how they start at the neutral. Like, will this Peach start out, like, pretty defensive like you said earlier?
I think the general goal is to, at the start of the game at least, just figure out what their caps and neutral are and then play around those.
I feel like I recognized the name Brett before. He's probably another crew battle that I watched.
Connection is looking a lot better this time.
Alright.
It looks like Peach is getting the GCFFs more consistently now.
I believe that the best princess will win. I might need to use side B more in this matchup. I play this matchup a lot, but I did not know side B could like so effectively punish so much of Zelda's stuff. How does it feel? Alto just barely missing Peach's head.
So Peachy is playing this the way I was hoping to see this played, where you just kind of stay with your back towards Zelda and then punish stuff with back air. Because back air is... So Peach doesn't really have good tilts at all for walling people out, but her back air is very good. So you end up having to like face people backwards in neutral just to be able to have access to that. It's really strange.
That was DI out, right?
I'm not sure what that was. That sour spot from Zelda got punished pretty hard. It's weird how unsafe on hit that is.
I think all 3 of the sour hits are unsafe. So calling out ledge options with Peach there is just what she does, right?
Yeah, so Peach can kill you at ledge pretty consistently just by getting a fair read. If she fares on the ground, it covers like jump get up or neutral get up. Sometimes jump not so consistently, but staying on ledge and neutral get up kind of get punished by fair. So they kind of makes them want to jump, and then you can cover that with jump fair. So it's kind of like a 50-50. Another air dodge read up smash, and the BM. Peachy doing very well so far.
This is generally how I feel like when I play against you. Pressure from Peach is hard to deal with.
Yeah, this is the main advantage that Peach actually has in the matchup. Just like, dude, afraid to commit to that. Probably wasn't sure it was gonna hit. But when you're at like 1%, it might be worth trying to commit to those. Just because you're not really at risk of dying.
Teleporting in place also can be a call out in some ways. Like if a spot dodge, they'll get hit by the second hit.
That's definitely true, yeah. And it's like harder to like react to it hitting, like when it's online too. Like you have less time to decide whether to go up or stay.
So good. This is why Peach likes Smashville. Like,
Oh.
an unfortunate SD.
Teleporting from above to the ledge is generally optimal with teleports, but if you miss or if you hold down, it's just stuck gone.
Survival.
Alright, so let's see who the Zeldas are sending in now. Looks like B-Link, who I'm pretty sure is very familiar with this matchup, so this might be interesting.
Like when I'm seeing this Peach play, it's hard to think of counterplay. From Zelda at least.
Wait, what's the stock count right now? I think
It should be equal, right?
I think Pichu lost 1 stock, so I think it is 15 to 14 right now.
Alright.
If I am wrong, someone in chat please correct me, just to make sure I can correct it.
Oh yeah, Phantom. I think I heard somewhere that if Peach is floating in the general vicinity of like in front and above Zelda, then a short hop fade back Phantom can call that out pretty well.
We have 2 people trying to join, so I'm trying to figure out who that actual next player is. Let me ask the Discord what's going on. I'm gonna need to figure out who they're actually sending in. I'm not sure if it's Neck or... Okay, I'm gonna need to make a new lobby real quick. To get a B-Link in here.
Survival.
I'm not too sure what happened there, but I think the wrong person joined at first.
Jigglypuff.
Alright, so both players, I think, know a lot about this matchup, so I'm very interested in seeing how this plays out. So, Peachy ended up banning Town and City. Let's see what B-Link picks.
So what reason do they have to ban Town and City instead of FD?
Well, I think Peach just doesn't... Like, I think Town and City is just strictly worse than FD for Peach, just because she doesn't kill off the top very often. Peachy's getting down throw, air dodge, read up smashes, which can kill, but like, in general, I'd be more afraid of dying off the top to Zelda.
Sure. Also, FD isn't very good for Zelda, in general, because with a flat field like that, it's all about like your neutral game, and that's where it gets unfortunate. Granted, neutral game.
Still waiting on the stage pick from B-Link here. Alright, looks like we are going to Smashville. So B-Link was a former Peach player, and apparently a former metagame mistress in the Peach Discord too, so presumably they're going to know a lot about this matchup.
Only former though?
I mean, they probably still play Peach, but I think the fact that they're repping the Zeldas makes me consider them a Zelda for now.
Well, matchup where both players have a good amount of knowledge is fun to watch.
For sure. So, I'm very interested in seeing how the neutral goes. feel like Peach just wants to stand just outside of Zelda's range and then punishing like all of her options with back air. I think he was looking for an air dodge read there. Yeah, and this is why Smash feels so good for Peach, just because like you threaten so much by being able to fair people on the platform.
I think that side B hit the turn and then disappeared.
So pretty even match so far. The double F smash.
Forward smash is surprisingly safe for Zelda.
It is.
So if I
Ooh,
wow.
that's a good anti-air back air. That's kind of rare to see.
Calling it out with a double jump is
Back down nair to down smash.
Dragon Air is just an amazing combo starter in general. Leading to, well, a lot of Zelda's, like, down tilt, grab, not jam, I think. Elevator if they're feeling like you.
At that height, is it untechable if you're not actually like slamming against the ground, or is that techable?
I think with a lot of rage, you start slamming to the ground.
Really playing this neutral very well. Zelda's dash attack is pretty good versus Peach, mostly because it kind of anti-airs in a way.
Against her dare?
Yeah, sometimes if you ever approach with dare, which you probably shouldn't, especially in matches with like characters that actually have anti-airs, that's a good teleport punish. But yeah, Zelda can like dash attack Peach out of the air somewhat consistently if she floats too low, so that's something to be concerned with. Like, float is a really valuable tool, but when you're in float, you're stuck with only a few options. Like, you can air dodge into the ground, which obviously you don't want to do. You can do an aerial, or you can jump out of it. There's like not much else you can do. Ooh, dare case. If that connected, that would have been pretty hype. I don't think it would have killed, but that is a lot of damage, so you have to worry about the spike here, yeah. Luckily that was only the sour spot. You can spike Peach from the side. She has an umbrella straight above her, but nothing on the side of her.
You appreciate how patient Zelda was trying to punish it though.
These are some good teleports to punish landings. So being above Zelda is actually very scary. Short hop up there kills Peach pretty early, especially on the platform.
It's decently hard to land with that hard read though. I think it's frame 14 or 16.
The ground floor fair ends up taking it. So now it's even stocks, but Zelda has a bit of a percent lead. Looks like Peachy has a bit more control than the start of this match at least. Resorting back to turnips and back airs, which are kind of the key to Peach's neutral in general.
Hopefully Zelda's able to see out the stock fast. Right around 4% for Peach.
That's a good down air there to catch that. So it's a one stock lead for the Zeldas now. Good play from both players there.
You said B-Link used to be a mod?
Not a mod, but a metagame mistress, which is a role given to players that tend to just help out a lot in the metagame channel, answer a lot of questions, and just show like a general like high knowledge of the character. So B-Link definitely knows a lot about Peach.
I'm appreciating the Zelda Peach crossover.
Yeah, good stuff from Peachy there. Let's see who we're sending in next now. Give me just a second. I think Zarb's wanted to go next. Okay, so we have Zarb's up next. So let me try to get him in here. Get more of sorry. Not too sure exactly.
Okay, he's banning Lilat.
See where Zarbs decides to go. Smashville, alright. So Zarbs is a Peach that is... They played Peach in the other Smash games, but they're a bit new to Smash 4 Peach, picking up Smash 4 Peach only in the past 3 months. But we'll see how this goes.
Other games is in both Melee and PM?
I'm not sure what other games there were. I know it was at least Melee, I think. Might be wrong here, but either way, this is Smash 4 now. So I think B-Link has 1 stock currently. Should probably be SDing them.
Intensifying.
So good conversions there to narrate. Considering Zarbs is new to Peach, this is some really good movement. JCFFs, dare conversions, this is good stuff so far.
Peach seems a lot more aggressive.
Very aggressive play, yeah. Like, I said I wanted to see some defensive play, but also just being really aggressive and like making Zelda feel like she has to choose bad options is something that can work well too.
But Zelda isn't really choosing bad options right now.
I don't mean bad options, I just mean like Zelda doesn't have access to like good options when she is pressured.
Or I meant just like B-Link's doing pretty well at just keeping her distance, or like her distance.
For sure.
With those Instacast phantoms.
So almost another anti-air F smash, but he ended up trading with the back air.
Right now, Zelda just had too much rage for that down throw to continue.
So Zarbs is doing a lot of like floating very close to B-Link and then waiting for B-Link to either like get pressured into air dodging or whipping something. Zelda has a lot of rage. I'm kind of mostly worried about teleport getting an early kill here. And B-Link has been going for a lot of down airs, so that's another concern.
Just one more strong hit from Zelda like that.
So there's no actual kill throw that kills here. Oh, never mind.
Oh.
That looked like bad DI, I think, though. I think they were expecting a back throw or something. Okay, now it's even stocks for both players. And next up for the Zeldas, I believe, is top next. I'm gonna go ahead and decline that just for a second so they end up being in the right spot. So let me update the name. Oh, I accidentally spelled out the wrong name. It's Zarbs versus Neck. Looks like they're going to Smashville. Surprising amount of Zeldas are picking Smashville. It's not an awful stage, but it's just one that like I feel like you'd want to avoid versus Peach, but maybe I'm wrong.
Honestly, I haven't played the matchup enough to even to know like how Smashville is for Zelda versus Peach. But since it's just such a neutral stage, I don't think too much about it.
I feel like Peach is one of the few characters that you actually do want to like strike against though. It's like Peach, Sheik, Ness, that kind of stuff. Just letting them go to Smashville is like, it's almost like giving them a game 1 counter pick sometimes.
Getting ugly fight. It's fire. Wait, this isn't Zelda. Never mind.
Peach pulling the turnip. Turnips are, in most matches, used to get range punches that you normally can't get. Because when Peach is in shield, she doesn't have any, like even there, like she couldn't risk punishing it, but like a lot of characters can like fair out of shield. But Peach, anything outside of her immediate grab range is very hard to punish out of shield because she can't short hop fair. That's why a lot of the time you want to be facing backwards just so you can back air people. And it looked like Zarbs was cycling the F smashes there, so now they have a... It goes tennis racket, golf club, frying pan, and then it just repeats from there. It looks like they wanted the tennis racket, which is one of the better F smashes.
Frying pan sends directly upwards, right?
Yeah, frying pan kills ridiculously early, but it has very low range, so it's hard to actually land. And a good fair to punish that. Looks like they're both trying to maintain their distance because they don't want to get caught by a high... Like, both of them have high damage grab conversions at this point. These are some really good float heights. It's like low risk to the point where like she'd have to commit to something like an actual up air to hit rather than an air. Peach's like ideal advantage state is being directly on top of someone while on float, especially if they're in shield. Because Peach has so many mix-ups on shield that can pretty much just make them choose an option. A lot of 50-50s. Also, Peach's up smash is surprisingly low end lag. It's very hard to punish.
I believe you said before it's comparable to her up tilt, right?
Not in end. Well, actually, her up tilt is just bad though. It's like really easy to punish her up tilt. And the sweet spot is inside of her with her up tilt. It's basically a worse version of her up smash. Peach, that is, not Zelda.
What's the trap right there with that falling turnip?
Throwing a turnip straight up just kind of just like creates like a wall temporarily, but turnips are overrated in a way where it takes I think 43 frames to pull one, which is really laggy. A lot of characters can run all the way across Smashville to punish it, and it's really easy to catch it too. So people who are familiar with the Peach matchup will not have too much trouble with turnips a lot of the time in neutral, unless you're using it as like an actual whiff punish instead. So this is a very scary situation for Zelda to be in. This is, again, why Peach loves Smashville.
That's good. All out. Watching this is stressful because, like, if Peach just keeps on playing the way she has been, there's not many options that Zelda has right now, right?
Yeah, this is kind of showing why the matchup is very Peach favored. It just she just has ways to deal with all of Zelda's best tools. She can still like die very early to stuff like down throw up air or like elevators and stuff like any character would. Ooh, that's a good up B. So now the Peaches are ahead of full player. Let's see who's next for the Zeldas. But yeah, excellent play from Zarbs there.
Survival.
I'm going to be right back. I will be back in just a few minutes with the next person. BRB.
But I am back. Let me try to figure out what's going on with the Zeldas. Looks like the next person is Qualified Nugget. I'm gonna go ahead and tell him to join right now. So the Zeldas are down 3 stocks now versus the Peaches. Zarbs has yet to lose a stocks, which is pretty impressive. Very good use of float in the games that I've seen Zarbs play so far. We have low players in here. Let's see what stage they decided to go to. Zarb's banned Battlefield. Let's see what Nugget picks.
That still leaves. Wait, that doesn't leave Dreamland open as an option, right?
I think that also bans Dreamland, yeah. I did not update my Wii U, Jesse. I still have the... I'm one version behind the newest version. Alright, they're going to Town and City. Let's see if Qualified Nugget can take back some stocks and even it up for the Zeldas. The stream seems to have froze. Oh, Give me 1 second to try to fix that real quick, actually. So, let me do that real quick. This should fix it, I believe.
Are you right? Okay. Pretty hopeful for this Zelda to be able to take sucks.
Again, like really high float dare heights, which normally you don't want to do, but against Zelda I feel like you can afford to. Very good play from Zarb so far. This is a Peach that I'm not entirely familiar with, so I'm pretty impressed so far. This is the first time I've seen them play.
Too fair so far.
Yeah, when Peach does approach with float, you can anti-air fair as Zelda, but it's kind of hard to... Because she can move while floating, obviously, so it's kind of hard to actually get them, but Qualified Nugget's doing a good job so far. He was looking for the Z-drop rather than the forward throw there. Turn it, but... That was a really interesting, not even a combo there, but series of conversions, I guess? I don't know.
Wasn't a bit of falling there.
So good anti-air nairs. Hopefully, gonna see some more back airs from the Peach side. There we go. Back air is very good versus Zelda. Hard for her to punish and just hard for her to deal with them on shield.
Probably not letting with that
Luckily that sour spotted.
Zelda's sour spot is on her teleport is relatively weak. If you landed from trying to do an elevator, you won't kill until extremely late percents unless they have bad DI.
So I think dash attack from Peach will kill at this percent on town. Assuming Zelda doesn't fall out of it though.
Zelda's been falling out of her dash attack a lot so far. Well, today.
So there's no actual like follow-ups to any of her throws at this percent. Sour spot up smash killing after the air dodge though. I'm going up these stocks. So more really high float dares, which are something that you don't see in many matchups, but it's working very well so far versus Zelda's.
That was it was a good call out for the roll though.
This Peach is doing a lot of jab 1 to grab, which is definitely not a thing for Peach. Peach's jab is actually one of the laggiest jabs in the entire game. It's frame 2, which is really fast, but it's regarded as one of the, like, maybe even one of the worst jabs in the game, even though it's so fast, just because it has so much end lag. People who are really familiar with Peach just know that if they ever do try to go for jab 1 into a follow-up, you can punish it.
Like maybe the Zelda could go for neutral B or down tilt, because they're both frame 5, but if they're not ready for it, then...
Yeah, surprisingly Peach's jab is as laggy, has a lot of smash attacks, it's really strange. She doesn't... Like, some characters have jab to grab, but Peach does not. Lots of down throws because they don't want to stale their actual kill throws. Fair kills at like close to 170. Fair or back air, not back air, back throws. Sorry, kills at around this percent at ledge. Looked like he read the roll, but he kind of got the fair a little bit late there. And the fair trading with the first hit of up smash. Zard was again doing very well so far in this crew battle.
Going for a lot of up smashes, which I think a couple of them, like last time he tried to call out the neutral get up, it was just a bit out of range.
I think I was afraid that Peach would never jump there, but I think Peach is mostly going to want to go for down throw back airs constantly. It looks like they're opting for
That was it.
good teleport tonight. Looked like that almost didn't kill.
Wait, so if Peach is floating at that height right there, you said something about her not being able to air dodge?
Well, in order to air dodge, you have to cancel your float then air dodge, which not only takes more time, but also you'd be air dodging into the ground because you're so low to the ground, which has a ton of lag, so you get hit anyways a lot of the time. So ground floats are kind of high commitment in a way.
So that teleport was almost unavoidable then.
I mean, technically you can like that. Like you have to like when you're that low. Oh, that's an unfortunate SD from Zarv's barely not snapping. Yeah, when you are that low with a ground float, it takes like additional time to react because like you have to do stuff differently out of float. Like if you press air dodge while you're in float, it just doesn't do anything. You have to drop float then air dodge.
Alright.
We have very good stuff from Zarbs, regardless of the SD. They took a lot of stocks and there was some good play from them.
It's nice to see that Nuggets caught on to that teleport snipe, seeing that they didn't avoid it the first time.
Let's see who is next in our lineup.
How many stocks did Zarbs take?
I'm not sure, but it seemed like a lot. Alright, looks like Padlock is up next. It looks like the Zelda left. Yeah, Qualified Nugget needs to come back. Again, sorry for the loud typing. I use a desktop mic, so it's probably picking this up pretty loudly. I'll try to mute my mic in the future while I type.
It's the ASMR.
Alright, so we're sending in Padlock now. Yeah, we're not using a headset because there's 2 of us commentating right now, and this is like an actual like high quality desktop mic, so this should be much higher quality than using a headset for the most part. Unless I had like one of those professional commentator headsets, which I don't. But this is like a studio quality mic at least. Alright, so we got Qualified Nugget back in here. Versus Padlock. Oh no, like I got Half Spice here with me, sitting next to me. He's
Oh, yeah.
Zelda main friend of mine.
Hello.
Stevo, the current score is 7 stocks left for Zeldas and 9 stocks left for Peaches.
So between the last 2 Peaches, that was how many stocks taken off the Zeldas?
I'm not sure of the number, but that was a lot, because the Zeldas had a 2-stock lead for quite a while.
Was it only 2 stocks?
Might have been more than 2 stocks. We were behind more than an entire player at some point, I think.
Someone qualified. Well, I think Nairu's coming up next. And
Okay, so I need to rehost the lobby because Padlock currently can't connect, so give me a second.
Survival.
Looks like one of our players can't connect.
Yeah, 3 to 5 stock lead. A lot of that was brought on just by Peaches fan alone.
Someone's having trouble connecting. Let me try to figure this out. I'm gonna mute my mic for a second while I type some stuff, but the match will be back up soon, hopefully. 1 second. It looks like they finally got in, so that kind of solved itself. Sorry about the wait. So yeah, Padlock is a Peach that got pretty far in the Stitch Please tournament, which is a Peach only tournament we hosted not too long ago. So they're discussing stage picks right now, so we're gonna have to wait a minute for that.
I would imagine Lilat or FD following the trend from before.
Yeah, so Nugget does ban Lilat.
But none of these Peaches would decide to choose Lilat, would they? Unless they extensively have like a thing for it against Zelda.
I mean, I'd probably bring a Zelda Lilac, maybe. It's one of the... I mean, I'd rather go to Smashville over Lilac just because Smashville's so good for Peach in general. But yeah, we're going to Smashville, looks like. Nugget needs to...
So one stock left for Nugget.
Yeah.
Good luck to both of these princesses, and hopefully Nuggets can take some stocks before.
I think from what I remember, Padlock is a player that has an interesting neutral.
Interesting.
Lots of moves that look like they should get punished, but are surprisingly hard to punish. He uses like a lot of like space side Bs that end up going behind people and stuff. I think from last time I saw him play. I might be confusing with a different Peach though. Good anti-air up smash. So when Peach does float that high, her down air extends her hurt box a lot. It's not disjointed. Well, it's a little bit disjointed at her feet, but not much, so it gets beaten out by a lot of moves. Lots of up smashes here. Probably expecting jump-ins, but it looks like Padlock is not falling for it.
She's probably caught on after the first two. Good roll for coverage.
Kind of afraid of Padlock dying to a teleport here. Or I guess most likely an up smash with how much we're seeing those. That
Up smash is
well,
alright. Like, its hitboxes are pretty like subpar, but it's a frame 8 thing with multi-hit, so it's alright for catching for being anti-air.
it looks like Peach's Fair has been trading with like a single hit of the multi-hit a lot in this crew battle, which is obviously in Peach's favor. Alright, so now there's 2 Zeldas left.
So, 2 clear pasta. Oh, that.
So we have Nehru next.
So, Nairu's one of the mods on the Zelda Discord, and he's also from SoCal, like us. I think he's been to... I'm not sure if you guys have been to the same tournament, though.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen a lot of their videos, and I've learned a decent bit about Zelda by watching them. So definitely gonna see some good Zelda play coming from Nairu.
From what I've seen, like, his cancels are like the best out of any Zelda like any Zelda, I think. And just inspiring to watch. Let's see how he does against Padlock, though.
Looks like Padlock needs to accept the join request.
Nairu.
Oh, so I got it right the first time. Alright. Might be.
Don't worry, I'm trash too. I don't know, like, when you see, like, Nehru, like, in words, without ever hearing it ever, it's weird to pronounce. Did you know I've never played a single Zelda game?
You're a fraud.
I am a fraud.
Why do you mean Zelda?
I was 5. And then I was a fool. Back in the Melee days.
I even tried Super Princess Peach. That's dedication to my man. Looks like we're going to Smashville. Judging by all the Zelda's taking Peaches here, maybe I'm wrong about it, but let's see if this works out.
Cancels on this stage work out pretty well. You can, like, similar to Palutena's Warp Loop, across the stage over and over again, because of how small the stage is.
It's a pretty good Zelda move.
That is pretty good.
The Peaches are up 3 stocks right now. When there's only 2 people left on the Zelda, so it's kind of a big deal, but...
I don't know who it was, but in the Marcina matchup, someone took 7 stocks in the round. I think it may have been Mayor. I could be wrong though.
I've seen some videos from them, and they definitely do have a really solid Zelda, so I'm excited to see this. Yeah, I got Nair in the crowd. Good conversion. Power shooting the second hit of that.
Is it a wave bounce?
I'm not sure. It looked like the Peach was positioned well to punish that, but accidentally let go of shield a little bit too early. Really good spacing from Nehru so far. And the neutral extremely well.
I think his move is a lot.
That was a good ledge cancel into down.
Like unlike a lot of Zeldas, instead of using space, like stage markers, I think he just has the teleport distance so ingrained that he can teleport or cancel from a lot of places.
That's the dare fair I was talking about. If that happens near ledge, it's a lot scarier, but even from there, like...
Nearly killed the bad guy.
Yeah. Very patient neutral from both. But right as I say that, dash attack takes the stock.
Rage, knocked her into the ground.
Dude, that was a good weight on that pair, but they positioned a little bit too far back on that.
I'm not sure what tech he's doing with neutral B, but he's doing some kind of tech. It might have just been a turnaround.
And that was a good down smash from Padlock, because Peach's jab, like normally when people dash you, a lot of characters can jab to wall them out, but Peach's jab does not do that just because it's such a bad jab in general. So you have to opt for options like Nair, like float Nair or down smash. That's a Stitch. That's not a Stitch. It's dead. But Zelda's at a percent where dash attack is a threat, and probably back air is a big threat right now. And of course, as usual, fair. Interesting bounces on the turn to put off the wall.
I think Nara's positioning himself so far that he'll just reappear with his hitbox without... Oh wow.
That's a really good, like really safe use of the teleport. Well, Corazon, I'm not saying it wouldn't have worked, but it's like a much higher, like, it's surprisingly high commitment for a jab, and like almost no payoff.
Oh. Fortunate SD.
It was at 150 at least.
Not much loss.
But even if you do successfully wall out someone with a jab, Peach's jab, even if you get both hits, does around 5%, which is not a very rewarding option.
And jab 2 doesn't lead into anything at all, right?
It does not.
And jab 1 potentially a grab? When we saw it before.
That's never an actual thing. It kind of relies on them to choose no option after getting jabbed, or to shield after getting jabbed. They can usually just like, that's some good use of teleport. That almost killed.
So is that the toad move that you were talking about before?
You can kind of just stall with it to delay your recovery, which is really useful against spikes, because we saw some Peach die really early in this match earlier. Zelda's getting trapped at ledge pretty hard here. Good idea to skip the ledge there to punish the aggression though. Reading the roll there, but instead almost dying.
This teleports or something.
Dropping shield early and down smash isn't. Well, that was actually a really good cancel. I did not expect that to end up ledge canceling there.
He did something similar earlier in the match, and just impressive to watch.
very good use of just like Zelda's mobility options in general.
So when you use Zelda's side B in the air and you land with it, you don't have that much lag. So if you're like falling with it, it's not too bad.
Looked like Peach tried to back air there, but barely didn't come out in time. No rage nap from the Peach. Yeah, impressive play from both sides so far.
Like in this game, we're seeing a lot more Phantom than in other games, right?
We are. Phantom is pretty safe in neutral versus Peach. You can short up air dodge through, which is the main concern. But oh, that one finally killed.
Was he expecting a down throw probably?
Maybe. Or I don't think he was expecting a down throw, just maybe didn't expect that to kill.
Oh. So down air shield poke, but he got a fair out of that, right?
Give me one second.
Zelda.
Looked like that happened, yeah. How many stocks did Neighbors at 1 stock, so it's 4 stocks for the Zeldas versus 6 stocks for the Peach. Looks like I am up now.
Oh no. You know, this is actually a matchup I want to see for a while. Like if you guys went to the same tournament.
But yeah, good play from Padlock there. Taking out a decent amount of stocks. Especially taking off 2 of Neighbor's stocks. And clearly a very good Zelda player. Let me go ahead and switch the scoreboard for now. Alright, I'm probably not going to be able to talk too much while I'm playing because it's kind of hard to commentate and talk, but you're going to be hearing some game controller sounds. Just a warning, but
I'm not sure if I should be commentating right next to you if you're playing.
you can if you want. It's up to you. I might say some stuff during the game. Let me go ahead and look at what the ban is real quick. Phantom City. Do I want to take a Zelda to Lilat? No. Let's go. Smash Bro. Alright, Cora, and an idea is Shallus if you want to add me right now, and I'll accept it after this. Good.
This is the matchup I've been wanting to watch. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
If you get ledge cancel there, I'm not gonna cry.
I ended up grabbing the wrong way there.
Shock air dodge, bad air also.
Might die?
It's too much rage.
Yeah, it was a bad air dodge there.
I think it made sense. If you double jumped, you might have caught a non-air dodge. That was... Like, even though it was fast, it was just impressive to watch.
So, 1 player left for this all this now. GG, neighbor.
I really want to see you guys play it more, though.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
I think the remaining Zeldas are all pretty well known. I think.
So
me
there's
check.
the last Zelda is
Z Virus Z.
So if I'm thinking correctly, they were a Lucina main who became a Zelda main or secondary a few months ago.
Switching from Lucina to Zelda, moving down, but Zelda's fun.
I think. I could be completely wrong.
It's always interesting to see people like switch to Zelda, especially this late into the game. I like appreciate someone that's willing to give a character a try like that. Let me see if I have Virus added. I'm gonna go ahead and ban Town and City, see where he takes me.
Virus is in like this big crew, I think. What was it called? I forget. But yeah, I just know that their other character play was pretty good. I want to see their Zelda though.
So if I do get knocked out here, we have Corazon sitting in the back as our anchor. A very good Peach. I learned a lot of my Peach stuff from him.
Yeah, Corzone's like kind of your mentor.
Yeah, like right when I first started, like taking the game a bit more seriously, Corazon showed me a lot of the stuff I know. So if I do get knocked out here, we'll probably see a hype match after this.
So Battlefield.
Yeah.
Okay. So Zelda can get a lot of extensions and cancels on this stage, but I'm not sure how well you can juggle like using these platforms.
2, 1, go!
Bit of lag here. Hopefully it dies down a bit.
Zelda is pretty nice movement.
Spacing's felt very safe lately. I tried to get there dodge there, but you didn't fall for it.
I don't think there were any confirmed walls that you couldn't jump on it. Wow. I sent a dash dance into short hop back here. I mean, Shallus does it a lot. The feints to the ledge.
Kind of wasted it there. I tried to hard throw, but I accidentally did a normal throw.
This is getting a lot of wind fairies. Or I mean lightning kicks. It's probably expecting some kind of offensive option.
got the fair off stage there.
That was an attempt at turn up, I think.
Yes.
Right now, Peach is maybe at kill percent considering Battlefield.
Very does right into that. Let me go ahead and update the stocks now. But yeah, good game, Virus.
Winner is
Good stuff.
Zelda.
That was very fast Zelda. A lot of close quarters combat.
So I need to accept Corazone's friend request, so I need to rehost. Yeah, sorry I couldn't commentate much. It's kind of hard to talk and play at the same time.
I didn't want to say too much in case it was just like semi-coaching.
So let's see if Virus can take all 3 of Cora's stocks or not.
I really like Virus, but from what you said, Corazon is like your Peach mentor.
Yeah, Cora's a very good Peach. I have faith in Cora. But Virus does seem to be a very good Zelda too, so we'll have to see how this goes. Try not to be too biased, even though I'm from the Peaches. I do also main Zelda. I have used Zelda in tournaments several times, so I'm kind of rooting for both characters here.
Wait, you counterpick someone with Zelda before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Virus put up a really good fight.
Jigglypuff.
Alright, the last match we have today. Smash for Cora versus Virus.
Can you make any stock comeback? I believe.
3, 2, 1, go!
So what's especially notable about Cora?
Just knows a lot about the character in general, knows a lot about a lot of matchups. Like whenever someone asks for matchup advice, Cora's the one that's like the first one to answer usually. Pretty much the OG metagame mistress of the Peach Discord. Very good movement and stuff, good spacing. Well, we'll see how this goes.
So we just have a lot of it to expect from this match.
Yeah. I think Cora has said that they don't like playing online though. So we'll see how this goes.
I like that full hop downer into neutral air. When Zelda does a full hop downer, she has the option to do a forward air back air or neutral air. So I think he's not expecting it then.
So a lot of time the dare from a full hop dare is like just to bait them to try to punish, which gets them hit by the follow up.
I think they just tried to do it just now, but the Peach is crashing.
Really
Peach
good
is
movement
just-
from Gage. Or when I say Gage, I mean Corazon. Sorry, they used to go by a different tag.
How do you approach a Peach who's using less movement tag?
You kind of just respect it, or just go with a attack that's disjoint usually. Disjoint's usually beat her when she's jumping around the air, as long as she's not spacing super far away.
That's a good chase by Peach.
Wow, the BM from Cora.
Looks like one more back air. I'll take it.
Oh,
There's the nair. Not sure about the BM, but Peaches win with 3 stocks to 0. Pretty close crew battle overall, so GG's from both sides.
Survival.
these really suck. Those last few games are pretty intense.
For sure. So the Zeldas had a pretty big lead early on, but the surprise Zarb's taking a lot of stocks to bring us back into it. But yeah, that's the end of the crew battle. Peaches winning with 3 stocks to 0. Corazon sealing it out. So thank you all for watching. This is kind of the first time I streamed one of these crew battles, so there's probably a few things that we could have been doing better. But it's a good start.
Oh, this was a 10v10, right?
Yeah, this was a 10v10 crew battle, neighbor. Yeah,
Exhibition match. I haven't watched this.
I think I'm kind of burnt out from Smash for now. I think I'm going to kill the stream, but if any of you enjoyed watching, you should drop a follow, and then I'll probably be either streaming some of my own gameplay or more Peach Discord events in the future. But yeah, GG's to the Zeldas, and thank you for the fun matches, and good fight from both sides.
Good games, everyone.